Death has come to your little town. You really fooled them, haven't you, Michael? But not me. After 15 years of murdering his sister on Halloween night, Michael Myers escapes a mental asylum and comes back to the small town of Haddonfield to kill again. What's going on, everyone? Jason here from Backtrack Cinema. This is where we talk movies of the past that you know and love. So here we are, guys. It's the end of the month, Halloween night. So here we are going to talk about Halloween. And guys, this movie is so famous, so iconic that what I'm going to tell you is probably already been said on 1,000 other channels, but hopefully I can give you my history of the film and, you know, my love for this original movie. I say that right out of the gate. I love this movie. You guys already know this, and this will be the end of the 70s horror month, and we'll do a top 10 70s horror film ranking. Hopefully in a few days, but I can't guarantee any of that. But we'll get there. So Halloween, released in 1978, directed by John Carpenter and starring Donald Pleasance, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Nick Castle as the Shape. So this is not a movie that I grew up with entirely. I don't remember watching the original Halloween like when I was 4 or 5. It was kind of, I almost watched it around the same time I was getting into horror, and when I watched The Nightmare on Elm Street, like probably around 9. I actually watched Halloween 4 first. And I wasn't really big on that movie when I first watched Halloween 4. Then I went back around, I'm going to say around 8 or 9. I saw the original Halloween. Every Halloween, I look forward to watching this. Get my candy corn or pop it in the Blu-ray or a VHS tape or whatever physical media have you, and sit down and watching this. Atmosphere and mood, man. This movie has it. Even though it's California, you know, they had garbage bags full of leaves, dumping them everywhere in California. It still has a good atmosphere to it. It could have used a lot more trick-or-treaters, but it still has great atmosphere and a more nuanced horror film. It's all about the build-up, and ramping up the tension little by little, like all 70s horror movies seem to do, then hitting us with a climactic third act. And what really makes the movie for me is that mystery around this character of Michael Myers and this doctor chasing him. It's kind of like the Van Helsing chasing Dracula kind of thing. And I just love Donald Pleasance's performance. I mean, he really sells the reality of this character, and he sells that fear that he has. Was once Michael's out, this dude is full of anxiety and panic. He's frightened. He's terrified.
Seems to me you're just plain scared.
Yes. Yeah, I am.
Then you get that great monologue of what Loomis tells Brackett about how he watched him for 15 years and, you know, that he just wanted to contain him because he saw what was living behind that child's eyes was simply and purely evil. Just love it. That's all we need to know about Myers.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face.
And you know, that opening scene too, when you don't even know it's a child yet. And then at the end, when he's got the butcher knife after he kills his sister and it pans back, does that pan back shot. This is a fucking child. Sends chills up your spine. And that's what the movie is. It's chilling. It has a lot of moments where it's chilling. Like I love how Myers he just gets fixated on something. Like when he sees Laurie, then he starts following her through this whole movie and just staring at her from a distance. And that's what he does. He's in the background just staring and staring and staring. And then when he finally attacks, it can be brutal. Like when he kills Bob, it's swift, brutal, it's fast. And that's where he moves. You go, shit, this dude moves that quick? Because he's so still, like a freaking reptile. He's a force of nature. He's like the wind. He's a force of evil. Never knowing when he's going to strike, how he's going to strike. You know what I mean? Like when Linda and Bob are making out on the couch, he's just sitting back in the freaking corner. Right? He could have killed them there. Then and there, he could have killed them. But no, John Carpenter says, not yet. Let's get the anxiety building in us. Let's get the tension ramping up until he finally, when he kills Bob and then he kills Linda later. But, you know, this character is fantastic. And the way Loomis is chasing him through this whole thing, and just, it makes the whole thing. And Dean Cundy with that nice, cool lighting, you know, the contrast of shadow and light is just absolutely beautiful. That one shot where Michael comes out of the darkness and he dims the light up. Just fantastic stuff. One of my personal favorite shots and personal favorite scenes in the whole movie is when Michael Myers breaks through the closet at the end. And the reason why it works so well is because she's trapped, she's confined, because the movie doesn't start off confined. The movie starts off with these wide shots where there's a lot of room to breathe. You know what I mean? And we slowly get more confined and confined and confined. The feeling we get until we're in the closet with her. Camera's looking up. There he is, man. And it's just a fantastic scene. And Nick Castle's fantastic setup he does. The classic setup and how methodical Myers is, just fantastic. And I feel like I'm really rambling here. It's just one of those movies, guys. Now, as a movie that set the template for slashers to come and all that kind of stuff, and I think Friday the 13th Part 4 is actually one of the most perfect slashers as far as this, like, how to make this really fun slasher flick. But Halloween has always gone for getting under your skin, very chilling. It's supposed to be scary. That's why when I see a Halloween movie that I'm not really feeling those vibes, I don't necessarily like it as much, because Halloween's always built on being scary and chilling, right? With this, especially with its atmosphere and everything. Now, I like Laurie Strode as a character. I like Jamie Lee Curtis as an actress. I think she is a suitable final girl for this. Now, I wouldn't say she's the greatest final girl ever. I think this is one of the first slasher movies with that final girl trope. And if you look at the things she does, she's no different than Alice in Friday the 13th. She's, stabs Michael and throws the knife away. She thinks she's killed the killer every single time, right? And I'll forgive it though, because it's been one of the first movies, but that's something my wife can't stand in horror, man. That's one of her pet peeves, where people just, they stab the killer and then they walk away. My wife said, I would be stabbing that bitch until he was never getting up again. You know what I mean? But she's a cool character. She's she's the smart type, the quiet type, out babysitting by herself. She doesn't get to have the good old teenage fun as Linda and Annie were having. But yeah, I think Jamie Lee went on to a huge career and all that kind of stuff. Love Laurie Strode. I like what they did with her in 2018. I do like her character in H2O, even though I'm not as big on that movie. Linda is a lot of fun. I love Linda's character in this. I think she's just one of the, that cheerleader, that real fun girl in high school that every guy wants to be with. She's just fun. PJ Souls really just gives us a character and a performance that we can really go, yeah, she's a lot of fun, man. I really like her character. She's good totally all the time. She's not necessarily an airhead. She's just, really cool and fun to me. Especially when she tells Bob and she's like, go get me a beer and all that kind of stuff. And the way she talks to him and stuff like that. Love it. I love Linda. I love PJ Souls in this movie. But the biggest star of this movie is that Carpenter score. Without that score, this thing ain't scary at all. Well, it's like any horror movie, any movie. The music is really the heartbeat. Halloween's music is undeniably, simply fan-fucking-tastic. Right from the get-go of the opening credits, the dun 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 dun, the main theme, it's all fantastic. Or when Michael starts coming after Jamie at the end and it's dun 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 dun. Simple shit like Jaws, man. Dun 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 dun. Simple music, when it's simple, works so best and it's effective. Well, one of my favorite themes in the whole thing is when Laurie Strode is walking down the street, or when Michael picks up the phone, it's dun 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 dun. Bow. It's just, oh man, it just gets into you. It gets into your bones, man. And you really feel the horror. You start getting anxiety, you know what I mean? It ramps you up. But the real heart of this whole movie is that score. It is absolutely fantastic. That ending, man, where Dr. Loomis shoots him, and when he looks over, he's gone. You could have had one movie, ended it there, and it would have been terrifying. That is terrifying. To know that this dude is still out there like that, and not knowing where he is. And now you're asking, like, well, he just got shot 6 times, right? And I shot him 6 times, damn it. Shot 6 times and he's gone. You just hear the breathing. It was the boogeyman. You know what I mean? This whole thing of playing into the boogeyman, I mean, like that, just fantastic. And the look on Dr. Loomis's face, Donald Pleasance has this, the eyes just fucking widen, and he's just kind of like, like this. It's just he's just got this look on his face like shit. But it is a great ending. This is a great movie, guys. Great movie. It's kind of like when I watch Black Christmas. I look forward to every Christmas Eve watching Black Christmas. Every Halloween, I like to pop this movie on. So I'm going to give Halloween from 1978 a B plus. So hit me up in the comments. Let's talk Halloween. I know all you guys have seen it, and if you haven't, go watch Halloween. It is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. And let's talk about Halloween, Michael Myers, all the stuff I've been talking about. Let's have a great discussion on this Halloween night and enjoy your Halloween night. Hopefully, after you're done watching me, you're going to nestle in and watch horror flicks all night. Get your candy corn, your favorite candy, you're drinking beer, whatever. Have a good time this Halloween, but be safe, guys. Please be safe because I want to see your asses back here watching some more movie reviews. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Head down the rabbit hole, check out my other reviews and all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you next time, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.